Man, life's a funny ride, ain't it? You never really know how it's gonna turn out. I was born in a small town just outside of Cleveland, back in the summer of '66. Nothing fancy about where I grew up, cracked sidewalks, rusty mailboxes, and the kind of neighborhood where you could smell the neighbor's grill from 2 blocks down. Mom worked double shifts at a diner, Dad used to fix cars out of the garage, hands always stained with grease and Marlboro smoke. We didn't have much, but hell, we didn't even know what having much meant back then. My toys were old tin cans and a baseball with half the stitches gone. I remember sitting on the porch, listening to Dad talk about how life ain't about what you get, it's about what you make of what you got. Didn't really hit me then, but man, did it stick with me later. I wasn't the brightest kid in school, but I had guts. I hustled early, mowing lawns, shoveling snow, selling lemonade that was more sugar than lemon. That was me. A small-town kid with big-ass dreams and zero clue how to get there. When I turned 18, I packed a duffel bag, kissed Mom on the cheek, and hopped a Greyhound to Chicago. That city, it swallowed me whole at first. The noise, the lights, the people. Everyone was chasing something: money, fame, power, maybe just a little piece. I didn't have any of that, but I had drive. I crashed in a crummy apartment with 2 other guys, both chasing their own version of making it. I worked every crappy job I could, moving boxes in warehouses, cleaning floors, driving deliveries in the dead of winter. Every paycheck felt like a step closer to something bigger, though I didn't even know what that bigger was yet. Then one night I met her, Tenny. Man, that girl was sunshine in sneakers. She worked at this coffee shop where I'd go just to warm up after shifts. Her smile could melt ice off a damn lake. She had that laugh, you know, the kind that makes you forget everything that's wrong with your world. I didn't have a car, barely had enough for a bus pass, but I'd walk 10 blocks just to see her smile. We fell fast and we fell hard. Got married young, real young. We didn't have a fancy wedding, just a handful of friends, a small church, and a bottle of cheap champagne. But it felt like everything I ever wanted was finally in my hands. We had dreams, not the Hollywood kind, but real ones. A little house, a steady job, a life built together, one brick at a time. I started working construction, saved every damn dollar I could. One day, my boss asked me if I wanted to tag along to check out a property deal he was working on. That was the first time I heard the words real estate. Watching him talk numbers, seeing how people flipped broken houses into gold mines, man, my brain lit up like the 4th of July. I thought, this is it. This is how I'm gonna make it. So I started small. Bought a tiny, beat-up property in the South Side. It was falling apart, broken pipes, cracked walls, smelled like mold and regret. But I worked every night and every weekend fixing that place up. Took me 6 months, but when I sold it, I made more money than I'd ever seen in my life. Not much to the big shots, but to me, it was freedom. Jenny believed in me more than anyone ever did. While I doubted myself, she'd say, "You got something special, Will. You just don't see it yet." She was my calm in every storm. We built that business together, brick by damn brick. But life, man, life doesn't like when you get too comfortable. Every time you think you've got it figured out, it throws you a curveball straight to the gut. I was 30 when Mom passed. Cancer. I didn't have the heart to tell her that all the money I'd made couldn't buy her more time. I remember standing at her funeral, holding Jenny's hand, thinking, one day, I'm gonna make it big for her. That promise stuck with me through every deal, every late night, every broken down car and sleepless night. By the time I hit my 40s, I had my own name on the office door. William H. Realty. Had a few agents, a couple of properties under management, and more clients than I could handle. I'd walk into that office every morning, coffee in hand, feeling like I'd finally built the life my old man could have been proud of. Jenny used to bring lunch by, always teasing me about working too much. "You'll miss life if you keep chasing it," she'd say. And I'd laugh, tell her, "Baby, I'm chasing it so we can live it." But maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was chasing so hard I forgot to just breathe. If I'd known what was coming next, maybe I would have slowed down. Maybe I would have listened. But you never know the good days till they're gone, do ya? You know, success hits different when you've tasted hunger first. I remember the day I bought my first office building. Standing out front, keys in my hand, I swear I could still smell the dust from my first job mopping floors. It was like life came full circle, from cleaning other people's messes to owning the damn building. The company was booming. We were flipping properties faster than I could keep track. The phones never stopped ringing. I was meeting investors, signing deals, shaking hands with guys in suits who used to walk right past me. Money was flowing, reputation was solid, and for the first time, I felt untouchable. Jenny kept me grounded. She'd pack lunch for me every morning, turkey sandwich, an apple, and one of those cheesy love notes she'd sneak in the bag. Stuff like, "Don't forget who you're working for, handsome." She was my reminder that all this success meant nothing without her. We didn't have kids, not because we didn't want them. We tried, Lord knows we tried. But life had other plans. After a few heartbreaks, we stopped pushing it. She used to say, "Maybe it's just supposed to be us, Will. You and me against the world." And I believed her. I really did. We traveled when we could, Hawaii once, Florida a few times. She loved the ocean, said it made her feel small in the best kind of way. I'd watch her standing in the surf, hair blowing in the wind, and I'd think, man, if I ever lose her, I'll lose myself too. Then came that damn day, the one that split my life in half. 11 years ago, February morning. Cold, gray, one of those days where the sky feels heavy. Jenny was driving to the grocery store. Some kid, barely 20, drunk as hell, ran a red light. T-boned her car so hard they said she probably didn't even feel it. I remember the phone call. The sound of that cop's voice, calm, practiced, detached. "Sir, there's been an accident." My knees gave out before he even said her name. I dropped the phone, sat there on the floor, staring at the wall like the world just stopped. The funeral was a blur. People talking, hugging, crying. None of it registered. It was like I was underwater, hearing the world through glass. Everyone kept saying, "She's in a better place." I didn't want her in a better place. I wanted her next to me. After she was gone, the house felt like a tomb. Her coffee mug still on the counter, her sweater on the chair. I couldn't bring myself to move a damn thing. For months, I'd wake up expecting her to walk in the room, and when she didn't, I'd just sit there, staring at the empty side of the bed. Work became my escape. I buried myself in it. If I wasn't closing a deal, I was checking property values or running numbers at 2 a.m. Anything to keep from thinking. Anything to keep from feeling. The business grew, bigger than ever, actually. But I wasn't really living, I was just functioning. Breathing, moving, signing papers, like a machine that forgot what it was made for. People around me noticed. My friends, the few I had left, would tell me I was burning out. I brushed it off. I'd say, "I'm fine. Just keeping busy." But inside, I was a wreck. Every empty room echoed her laugh. Every quiet night reminded me what I'd lost. That's when Kate came into the picture. New hire. Sharp as hell, confident, ambitious. I remember the first day she walked into my office. Tall, perfect smile, eyes that looked like they'd already seen the ending of your story before you told it. She said she wanted to learn everything about the business, and I thought, hell, maybe this one's gonna help me rebuild what's left. She reminded me of me, back in my hungry days. Always asking questions, always taking notes. And I'll admit, it felt good to have someone around who looked at me like I still had something worth learning from. The office started buzzing again. Kate had ideas, bold ones. She brought in clients, tweaked our marketing, made me believe maybe this second act of my life wasn't going to be so damn lonely. But you know what they say, when something feels too good to be true, it usually is. I didn't see the cracks right away. She was charming, smart, always saying the right thing. But slowly things started slipping. Deals fell through for no reason. Clients I'd known for years suddenly pulled out. Numbers didn't add up. My gut told me something was off, but my heart, the part that still wanted to trust someone, told me to let it go. Jenny would have caught it. She would have seen through it in a second. But me? I was tired. I wanted to believe people could still be good. Months passed, and the business started bleeding money. I couldn't figure it out. Kate kept saying the market was changing, that we had to take risks, that I needed to adapt or die. I should have listened to that little voice in my head screaming that something was wrong. But I didn't. I was too damn lonely to fight it. Then one morning, she was gone. No warning, no goodbye, just gone. And a week later, I find out she started her own company. Took half my clients with her. Used my contacts, my strategies, even my goddamn property blueprints. That's when I realized she didn't join me to build something. She joined me to learn from me, to bleed me dry, to take everything I'd built with these worn-out hands and flip it for herself. It hurt. Not just because of the money. Hell, I'd lost money before. It hurt because it was personal. It was betrayal stacked on top of grief, and it damn near broke me. I stopped showing up to the office. Sat in that empty house again. The same one Jenny decorated, the same one that still smelled like her perfume if I opened the right closet door. I'd pour a drink, stare at the wall, and think about how everything I'd built turned into ashes the second I trusted someone new. That's the thing about getting old. The hits don't stop, you just stop fighting them. You ever sit alone in your house so damn long that you start hearing the walls breathe? That's been my life these last few years. The silence in this place, it's like a living thing. It crawls around, gets under your skin, whispers all the stuff you don't want to remember. I'm 59 now. Crazy huh? Feels like I blinked and went from being that kid in Cleveland mowing lawns to this old man staring at his own reflection, wondering where the hell the time went. The business is gone, what's left of it, anyway? After Kate did her thing, it never really recovered. Clients lost faith, the bank came knocking, and before I knew it, I was selling off properties I once swore I'd die owning. Funny thing about dreams, they don't die easy, but they sure as hell fade quiet. These days, I wake up early, not because I got things to do, but because my body doesn't know how to sleep anymore. I make coffee, same brand Jenny used to buy, pour it into the same old chipped mug, and sit by the window watching the world go by. I see people rushing to work, kids waiting for the school bus, neighbors walking their dogs. Life keeps moving, man. It don't stop for nobody. Sometimes I'll drive around the city, just for the hell of it. Pass by old spots. The diner Jenny and I used to hit on Sundays, the office building with my name still faintly on the door, half scratched off. Feels like driving through a museum of ghosts. Every corner's got a memory, every streetlight flickers with something I used to be. I've had people tell me, you should start again, Will. You still got time. But they don't get it. Starting again ain't the same when you've already lost the reason you started in the first place. The fire's still there somewhere, but it's buried under too much ash. You know what the worst part is? It ain't the loneliness. You get used to that. It's the quiet guilt. The kind that sneaks up on you when you're brushing your teeth or making dinner for one. That little voice that says, you should have been better. You should have noticed. You should have loved harder. I think about Jenny all the time. Sometimes I still talk to her, like she's sitting across from me. I'll pour 2 cups of coffee out of habit and catch myself halfway, then just laugh and shake my head. Old fool, I tell myself. She ain't here. But then again, maybe she is. Maybe she never left. The nights are the hardest. That's when the ghosts really come out to dance. The house creaks, the wind hums through the vents, and it's like every sound's trying to tell me something I don't want to hear. I'll sit in the living room, TV on mute, just to have some light in the room. I flip through old photo albums sometimes, the ones Jenny made. Each page feels heavier than the last. There's this one picture, me and her standing in front of the ocean in Maui. I've got my arm around her, sun setting behind us. Every time I see it, I remember how she looked up at me and said, Promise me you'll never let life make you cold. And here I am, 11 years later, colder than I ever thought I could be. People think growing old means slowing down, but that's not true. You don't slow down. Time speeds up. It rushes right past you, and before you know it, you're standing still while everything else keeps moving. You become invisible. Used to be, my phone would ring nonstop. Clients, partners, friends. But days go by without a single call. Sometimes I'll check it just to make sure it still works. That's when it hits you, all those years you spent networking, grinding, building something that doesn't love you back. Money, success, power, none of it gives a damn if you're gone tomorrow. I ain't bitter. Not anymore. Bitterness is like drinking poison hoping someone else feels it. I've had enough poison for one lifetime. These days I just sit with it, the loss, the regret, the memories. They're my company now. You know what's funny? I used to think dying alone was the saddest thing in the world. But living alone, that's the real test. That's the one that breaks you slow. Sometimes, I'll catch my reflection in the mirror and I barely recognize the guy staring back. Gray hair, wrinkles, that look in the eyes, like someone who's seen too much but can't unsee it. I'll lean in close and think, damn, Will, you made it this far, but at what cost? And yet, there's still this tiny spark left in me. Call it hope, call it delusion, I don't know. But every morning when I open my eyes, I still whisper, all right, one more day. Maybe that's what life really is, just saying, one more day, until you can't. You know, when you get to this stage of life, things start to slow down in weird ways. Not just your body, your thoughts, your memories, even your anger. Everything gets quieter. It's like the world turns the volume down just so you can finally hear your own heartbeat. I spend most of my days sitting out on the porch now. Got this old wooden chair that creaks every time I breathe. The paint's peeling, one armrest cracked. Kinda like me, I guess. Every morning, I watch the sun crawl up over the trees, painting the sky orange and pink. For a few minutes, it almost feels peaceful. Sometimes I think about the people I've met, the ones who stayed, the ones who left, the ones who took a piece of me when they did. Life's funny that way. You start out collecting memories like trophies, but by the end, they feel more like souvenirs from a place you can never go back to. I think about Kate sometimes, not with hate, not anymore. Hate takes too much damn energy. I just wonder if she ever thinks about what she did. Maybe she's out there somewhere, successful, happy, telling her own story. I don't wish her bad, I just wish she'd understood what she took from me wasn't just money or clients. It was the last bit of trust one had left in people. But hell, maybe that's how life teaches you. It strips you down, one loss at a time, until all that's left is the real you. No armor, no ego, just the bones of who you are. There's this old oak tree out back, been there since Jenny and I bought the house. She used to hang bird feeders on it every spring. I never touched them after she died, but somehow the birds still come. Every morning they show up, chirping like nothing's wrong with the world. Maybe they know something I don't. Sometimes I'll sit there with my coffee, watching them, and I'll say, hey, Jenny, your birds are back. Sounds crazy, I know, but it helps. It makes me feel like she's still around, not gone, just shifted into the quiet spaces between moments. I've been writing letters lately. Not to anyone in particular. Just thoughts. Memories. Little pieces of the story that never made it into words. I tuck them into a box, old cigar box, actually, the same one Jenny bought me years ago. When I'm gone, I figure someone will find it and maybe, just maybe, they'll know I was here. That I lived, that I loved, that I tried. You know what's wild? For all the pain, all the mistakes, I wouldn't change a damn thing. Not one bit. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every late night wondering what the hell I was doing, it all built me. It all mattered. If Jenny was still here, she'd probably laugh at me for getting sentimental. She used to say I was all bark and no heart. But she knew better. She always did. I still wear my wedding ring. Haven't taken it off once since the day I put it on. It's worn down now, gold's faded, edges rough, but it's part of me. People ask why I still wear it. I tell them, because love doesn't quit just 'cause time does. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about what comes next. Not in some dramatic way, just curiosity, I guess. I used to be scared of dying. Now I'm not. I've seen enough to know that everything circles back somehow. Maybe when I go, I'll see her again. Maybe I'll walk through some kind of door, and there she'll be, standing there with that same smile, holding a cup of coffee, saying, "You took your damn time." And if that happens, if I get that moment, I'll tell her everything. About how much I missed her. About how I tried to keep her promise, even when the world went cold. Till then, I'll be right here, watching the sunrise, listening to the birds, trying to find peace in the small things. 'Cause that's what life really is in the end. Not the big wins, not the money, not the glory. It's the small stuff. The laughter in the kitchen. The way someone says your name like it means something. The smell of coffee on a quiet morning. If anyone ever listens to this, if my voice makes it out there somehow, I want you to remember something. Life doesn't owe you anything. Not a damn thing. But if you give it everything you've got, if you love hard, forgive easy, and don't let bitterness eat you alive, you might just find something worth keeping. I ain't perfect. Hell, I messed up more times than I can count. But I lived. I really lived. So if this is my last story, then let it be this. I was a kid who came from nothing, loved a woman who made me whole, built something out of dust, lost it all, and still woke up every morning to watch the sun rise. And that, my friend, that's enough.